Folks, boys, the world getting wild. World's getting wild. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today, my patron Alan says, Rudy, can you go back to that fest that was supposed to be everlasting? That thingy? Yep, come on down here to the little Everfest basement. I've had some interesting things going on with this. So, all right. We'll get right into it here. You guys like the new Outsiders? We're almost there. So, thanks again, Alan M, for being a very kind patron. Good luck on the Everfest opening. Maybe you get some craziness. Still extraordinarily cheap product. And I mean, this thing is super cheap, man. These things in the open market are probably, what's CCG play? Maybe like 65, maybe 70 for a box with taxes and shipping. Super cheap product. And mostly just because of the bear market last year and the higher print run from before they did the Fab 2.0, but still, very cheap product. And so this is what's going on. We're about to hit, oh my goodness, I can't talk, word salad. About to hit Outsiders, and we are seeing a tremendous uptick across the board. Our first one, foil common, with our first rare. I'm trying to remember the order here. Okay, oh, I love that, look at that. Now there's Lord of the Rings Gandalf. So, people are trying to figure out what's going on with the Fab prices. Flesh and Blood single cards, a lot of playable staples, especially the first three sets, and of course, the Fab 2.0, Uprising Dynasty, and about to be Outsiders, has been experiencing a tremendous amount of uptick in single card prices and even sealed boxes. Yes, folks, even Monarch First Edition has bounced off its lows pretty substantially, and there is a lot of chatter about when this stuff is going to stabilize, what's actually going on with it, what's causing it. And in my opinion, the short, simple answer is we've got a lot of people returning to Flesh and Blood. There is finally, I'm seeing a tremendous amount of money flowing back into the game for collectors and evil investors. Our first Majestic, the old Dreadbore. And I think what's happening is a combination of people who tried the game or had people recommended the game. And also, I think a lot of it is kind of collateral damage from Wizards of the Coast. I genuinely think that, our first full rare, I think a lot of the Wizards' actions between Magic 30 and the insane price points of their products has driven a segment of their player base away. And a lot of people say, well, and then someone else comes along and says, well, have you tried this game? And I think a lot of that can be kind of stemmed back to that. I really think it's that simple. But the bigger thing is, Flesh and Blood's player base is increasing. The demand for Flesh and Blood is going up, and you're seeing that reflected in playable. Hey, our first foil Majestic, imposing. Okay, we are our first foil Majestic. You usually get one or two of these per box, so that's kind of curious always what you get on them. And a lot of people are wondering, well, okay, if this thing continues in the path it's going, Fab 2.0 is clearly working. What does that make the value of things? For a while, at least pre-crash mode, a lot of these foil tokens or foil silvers and foil coppers and a lot of these foil type of accessory cards were a pretty sought-after thing. There was some good financial value there. Ready to roll for our second regular Majestic. And anyways, now we're seeing Flesh and Blood has plans to continue to expand around the world, and now they're going to be releasing Flesh and Blood products in different languages, or continuing to expand in more languages, should I say. And again, these are all actions that are going to continue to push new players to try the game in different countries around the world. And obviously, Flesh and Blood suffered from that whole, nobody plays the game. Remember that whole thing? We're like almost 10 sets in at this point. I don't think that's really a thing anymore. And it's quite interesting to see how things have evolved. God, this Woo Girl, life of the party, she is just all over this box opening. And I believe the Flesh and Blood 2.0 and the market a lot of people call it the crash of 2022. Well, it's repriced and it's stabilized everything. And everything's in a really sweet spot. Is that a full comment? Oops, sorry, yeah, that is a full comment. A lot of people really, we just said Aether Wildfire, not the extended fancy version. But a lot of people think it was almost needed. A lot of people feel that a lot of the people who are just hoarding and doing certain things with Fab product needed to be flushed out. There needed to be a crash to reset the market. Hey, look at that. Second foil Majestic. That's probably the two in the box, the old sigil. Okay, that's two foil Majestics. That's probably all we're going to see in this box. And a lot of people think that the game couldn't move forward until we went through some dramatic reset or reprice. Hey, extended art, it is just a rare. It's not a majestic extended art. Thunderquake, extended art on there. Or I think, I love the passing Marauder. That is a gorgeous piece of art. I think on average you get what? One extended art in what? Every other box opening? I've noticed, at least in the Everfest box openings we did in the past. Still no cold foils, still no legendaries or majestics, but it is still early in the video. And Arcane Lantern, just regular, no cold, no extended, nothing crazy. Hey, swing big. I tell you what, the Brute artwork cards in this game have the most bloody raw artwork I've ever seen in a CCG, man. Dude, the Brute hero, I don't know if some of you all out there I'm not a big Brute guy at all. I've never really been a big fan of that particular hero class, and that's okay. But man, that is just, the artwork on those things is just out of control, man. It is wild. And we got the old talismans. And a lot of people were asking me about, Rudy, what's your opinion on all those rings and trinkets and amulets and talismans and everything from Everfest? Because remember, those for a while, most of those cold foils were like $3 to $5 a card. They were insanely cheap. Do you guys remember that whole thing? My answer is that, well, the prices have kind of upticked some. Not dramatically. It's not like they're up to like $100 a card or anything. I mean, a few of them have gone up, but overall, yeah, it was really cheap. But that kind of reflected the market's attitude at the time. And again, we went through a tremendous downturn repricing for what? Since the peak of Monarch and crypto and everything in what? May of 2021? So we went what? Almost 2 years? What, 19 to 20 months of negativity and resetting and dropping of prices? Yeah, that's going to cause problems. Piercing your, well, look at that. That's a neat looking piece of art. And yeah, when those type of, Dissolution Sphere, when those things happen, people quit, people get angry, people lose money, and that happens at every single time of whenever a market cycle resets. Happens in Wall Street, happens in real estate, happens in crypto, happens in collectibles. You can't, see, one of the things I always disliked, and I don't want to turn this into a rant video, everybody, especially for Alan here, is he's still, Alan's like, come on, Rudy, you can rant all you want, but give me the good cards. So far, we're at an average box. We have not seen anything really crazy at Alan. So far, you're in Pound Town, my friend. But seriously, overall, one of the things I always dislike in this world is, content creators, social media will make dramatic headlines. And of course, you have to do that to get the clicks and, survive on social media. I get it. Because, Rudy always puts goofy, titles in his videos. I don't even try. I just think of the dumbest title in my videos, and that's what I use now. I put almost zero effort in titling my videos and using thumbnails now. It's just I don't think it matters. If people are interested and they're curious what's going on and they're imposing, they're gonna watch it. If not, you can lure them in with a crazy picture or title, but whatever. But anyways, people were just, oh my God, your Flesh and Blood's dropped 50% from the highs. Hey, there's our cold foil. We got ourselves the cold foil amulet. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Not a crazy fancy one, but there she is, looking all shiny in her fanciness. Anyways, one of the things, I can't stand how people would take things out of context and say, oh, Flesh and Blood's dead. It's down 50% from the highs. And I'm like, hey, there's a foil life of the party. She's been showing up so much, I guess I'm not surprised. And it wins. So that's the end of box one. Very normal, Alan. You got one extended art. It is a rare, not a majestic. One cold foil. Your two rainbow foil majestics. Pretty average Everfest box opening. Not really any extreme hits there. Anyways, but I hate how people would take things out of context. Say, oh, Flesh and Blood's dead. Everything's dropped 50%. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Everything has dropped on average 50% from the highs. In every single category. Taking something out of context and just hey, even bigger than that. That was a great spoiler video from a long time ago. And taking something out of context and just saying, oh yeah, everything dropped. And just saying Flesh and Blood and honing in when every category dropped. Like I said, I told you guys a million times over. Most Magic box, actually, most collector boxes, Magic boxes, a lot of Magic products, hell, reserve list cards, alpha, everything is down between like 20, 40, 50. Some are 60, 70, 80%. That's what happens in a bear market. And I always hate how people take things out of context. Say, well, do you see Rudy? His Gem Keeper card is down 40%. It's like $600 or $700 on TCG Player. So it's down 30 to 40%. I said, yeah, that's about right. Every single thing is. Try shot. There is no way to say that the market can drop in half and certain things could be excluded. It doesn't usually work that way. when the water level moves, we all move together. And, but people tend to do that kind of thing. And it always kind of just makes me go, really? Just trying to make things sound more dramatic than what it is. Now, what's interesting on the other side of the coin, we're seeing a lot of single cards are actually like doubling and tripling in price, especially playable ones. Cash Out. I always love the artwork on that one. I always thought that was kind of a lot going on in that piece of art. A lot of the single playable cards in Flesh and Blood have actually gone back to their highs and actually exceeded the previous highs. So we have seen that happen recently. And we're also seeing some of the weakest, like Monarch First Edition, the world famous worst thing ever. Bottomed at like $70 a booster box. And now it's back over 100. And that's very interesting. Hey, there's our extended art in this one, Alan. We got ourselves the old big card any card for our extended art. It is a rare extended art, not a majestic. And we got the old Oath of Steel there. Beautiful Miss Dorinthia action on the old Warrior majestic pile. And but that's, that's just how it is. Like I said, we tend to always fall into these short-term emotional things. And it makes, hey, there we, oh, really? Clarity Potion, cold foil trinkets again. So we did not hit, I can't say did not hit. Sometimes we can get two. Sometimes you can get two cold foils in a box in these. I do remember that. So it's just, and now that we're seeing some of these things go back up, people are asking the question like, okay, with unlimited WTR, ARC, and Crew going straight up, especially unlimited WTR and ARC, oh my goodness, absolutely ridiculous. What's the value of those? How do we know what the value is of a sealed box of an unlimited set from the beginning of Flesh and Blood? Now that they're out of print, they're never doing unlimited again. Like, are they underpriced? Did the market give up on it and just fire sell them all? Are they going to become something special? I mean, there's no more unlimited. Uprising, Dynasty, and Outsiders are just a single variant now, just like Magic and everything else. So, things have become a lot more complex as the game ages, and we kind of try to figure out the value and what does what. And that's, I don't know. I just don't know, folks. All I can tell you all is, the market is saying a lot of these items are underpriced. Microprocessor, the old mech action. When I see things repriced so rapidly in a 30-day window, that tells me that the overall consensus of a lot of players, collectors, and investor money oh, look at that! Double cold foil. Alan, there we go. The old Craig and Dr. K is in the house. We got ourselves a majestic cold foil, double cold foil box. There we go. And the beautiful Miss Fractal replication. She never gets old, does she? Wow. Okay, a double cold foil. But I don't think we've ever pulled this one. I don't even know if we've ever pulled this one on the channel. That's very cool. Okay. Now this box turned out, and again, I know it's not like a super $1,000 cold foil, majestic or anything, but still, again, these boxes are cheap, man. And that's something a lot of like the Magic people. I'll get patrons will send me a message. Like, Rudy, I just started Flesh and Blood. I'm really enjoying it. My friends of mine show me how to play. And, dude, we love the artwork and the play style and the way the turn flows and your choices and your card management. I was like, yeah, it's a very unique experience. What's your point? And he's like, yeah, but Rudy, boxes like Tails or Everfest, there's not a lot of ways to hit it big or make big. I was like, the boxes aren't these boxes are like $70, $80 or $75 with tax and shipping. I was like, you don't need to hit a big stuff to get back to a $75 price point. If this is a Wizards of the Coast, $500 box, yeah, there needs to be some crazy stuff to if you open it, to try to get you up to that high number. Because again, the entry cost is so high. That bar is set so high up. But when you're dealing with $75 boxes, ladies and gentlemen, there's not a lot of downside. Like literally, it's you got a $20 card. Oh, you got a $30 card. Hey, you got a majestic $20, $30 cold foil or something. And it's like, boom, you just literally made back almost the entire box's value very, very quickly. That's the difference. And that's one of the things that always keeps concerning and scaring a lot of LGSs and people around the country is that, with Magic, it's not that people are angry with the Magic and how beautiful it is. They're angry at hey, Foil Majestic or Fractal. People are angry at the management and the price point, not the actual sets themselves. I don't get a lot of negative actual energy from people and patrons complaining in messages about the actual, cards themselves. Like, the anger is management, Papa Hasbro, and the unbelievably high prices. No one's upset about the cards themselves. It's very strange. And that's when I explained, hey, Rolling Thunder, Majestic. God, like I said, the Brute artwork is always so insane, dude. It's so raw. All right, last pack of the video. I'll rant for a few more minutes, and we'll move on with our lives, ladies and gentlemen. Wax On, little foil common, bigger than that action. And hey, Rain Razors, another little. We got this time actually Ranger. Usually been getting all Brute Majestics. Rain Razors. You see the one going to the dude's mouth? How crazy is that? So anyways, Al, thanks for being a kind patron. Overall, very average. I would say not a disaster. You didn't make billions on a private yacht with Jeff Bezos and his wife's boyfriend. But overall, I think you did okay. 2 extended art rares. You got 3 cold foils in 2 boxes. You got a nice little stack of 3 foil Majestics. I don't think that's that bad. That's not, again, these aren't, a lot of people, Rudy, I can't get a serialized, one of one ring card and something that. And I was like, do you realize, 6 collector boxes Lord of the Rings is probably going to be some insane $1,500 to $2,000. I was like, do you know how many boxes of Flesh and Blood you can buy for $2,000, man? The amount of experience draft and just the difference in price point is just not even in the same ball. It's so extreme now. It's not even subtle. It's massively different, okay? So, anyways, my final comment is, look, I am still, to the patrons, I'm still selling Everfest, Uprising, and we're about to have Dynasty onboarded for the monthly list for everybody. And, I think, I think I have cases. I sell cases of Everfest to patrons almost daily. Literally, I think in a normal week, I probably sell between 5 to 10 cases of Everfest on a weekly basis. And, you're talking a case. I don't know, what's the case I sell for? I don't know, $220 or something? It's not even, plus I don't remember what it is this month. I've been slowly raising the price up to stem some of the demand because it's been burning through my product a little too quick. I might be up to $230 a case now. $230! It's you're paying, you're not even paying $60 a box, shipped to your door, dropped off at your wife's bedroom. It's ridiculously cheap. Same thing with Uprising. It's not even $80 a box. And, and Dynasty's about to be the same thing in probably the next 2 weeks once that gets onboarded. And I'm like, look, we got Outsiders coming up. People are super pumped. We got this whole Dusk Till Dawn, which everybody's all wound up about, the next Monarch thing, and everyone's going after Monarch boxes and Monarch cards now. People are all wound up about, the excitement level and the enjoyment is extraordinarily positive. The people into this product are really happy. And for the first time in almost 2 years, I can tell you all, we are experiencing collector and investor money flowing back into Flesh and Blood. I have literally, okay, we're at the end of the video, me, myself, my ex, and probably my mom or stepsister is watching this video. No one else has even watched 18 minutes in on Everfest open. No one's watching. 2 weeks ago, I had a long-term patron in Europe, okay? And he literally paid me over in, I don't even remember how, I don't want to be specific, but between $20,000 and $30,000 in crypto, okay? To ship him some sealed cases of some of the old sets, okay? Arcane, Crucible of War, and even some Monarch. And he was like, Rudy, I feel like the market's bottomed. I don't think it's going to be skyrocketing, but I feel at this point in time, and this was interesting. He said something that I usually say. He goes, at this point in time, even if it goes down a little bit or if it's a dead cat bounce or whatever, he specifically told me, at this point in time, the risk of kind of not FOMO, but the risk on the downside is so limited because everything's been flushed out. But the next 5 to 10 year upside potential is unlike anything he's seen, quote unquote. That was his opinion. He believes the upside now is so teeter-totter slanted of positive and I agreed. I said, think about this, okay? We're on the 9th release of Flesh and Blood, okay? And how many sealed cases in the world are left of WTR Alpha, ARC First Edition, Crew First Edition? And he was specifically talking about those. Then he started talking about the Monarch. He goes, we know there's 125,000 boxes of Monarch, which over the next few years, he goes, that's not very much. Assuming over half of that is opened or gone or dumped or whatever, and the rest of it's been flushed out, he's like, that's not a lot for the entire world. And he was like, you buy in today's prices compared to the highs from 2 years ago. He's like, so what's the downside? I mean, how literally the downside is if the entire flesh and blood thing fails and goes bankrupt. And at this point in time, that's past proof of concept. That's not even it's hilarious. But I mean, that's kind of where it is. And when you look at things from a larger macro perspective like that, I understand what it's getting at. So anyways, that was kind of the interesting. I wanted to share that because I am seeing collector and investor money move back in. I get a lot of messages of people saying, hey, Rudy, will you sell me some of the hearts from your previous collection buying videos? Will you sell me some of the old product from some of the things that when I was buying Monarch first edition cases at $200 a box, all these silly things. But, as we're moving forward, everyone's kind of saying, well, hang on a second, hold up, wait a minute. And people are saying, okay, wait a minute. What are these single cold foils from Everfest that were $3 to $5 a card? You're telling me these cold foils, as the years go on, are still going to be $3 to $5? You don't think they can go to $10, $20, $30, even $50 a card? That's kind of been the chatter. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Alan, all the cards are heading your way. And thanks for being a very kind patron. And as always, folks, like I said, I don't know what the day this video is going to go live, but as always, remember, we're about to approach the Outsiders launch. And I know we're 21 minutes in Everfest. No one's even listening now. Even my wife's boyfriend, he's gone. But at this point in time, just remember, folks, we're about to launch Outsiders. And like I said, if you're a Gem Keeper patron, you get the new Cold Foil Legendary exclusive for like $99, an extra $100 or something with the Gem Keeper discount. Otherwise, it's going to be like $200 for a normal person. And yes, we did raise the discount from $69 to $100 off. And of course, keep in mind, if you don't want to pay extra on Outsiders launch and you're a patron, you don't want to pay extra, and you don't want the exclusive Legendary card, please do not buy the bundle, because I will be offering, after release later on, I will be selling just the cases of Outsiders by themselves at a cheaper price. So if you don't want it, and like I said, you just think it's a scam, or I don't want to pay $100. I'm a Gem Keeper. I ain't paying, or I'm not a Gem Keeper because it's all a scam. I don't want to pay $200 for an exclusive cold foil. Then don't buy it. Just wait 30, 60 days after release, and I'll offer just the regular cases by themselves. So like I said, if that's not something you're interested in, like I said, I would encourage you not to buy that, because I don't have a ton, and the demand and the margin's very tight. So like I said, I'd rather go to the people who are really excited and want to add to their collection. So it's like I said, if you're not interested in it, like I said, just wait 30, 60 days and you can just buy the sealed case from me a lot cheaper when we just don't bundle it together. So that's all I have to say, folks. Have a beautiful day. As always, don't let the negativity get to you. We are continuing to push forward. The world's a disaster, as it always will be. There will always be some scary news headline that's going to make you want to hide in the corner, get down in the basement with Rudy. There's always going to be some negative thing out there. You cannot live your life in fear of bad things. You have to move forward and focus and surround yourself with good people and take a good direction, and it will work out. Have a great day, everybody.